Hey, it's your friend Choice CJ here, and I'm coming to you guys with my team builder for week 3 of the UPC. We're going up against Narth, coach of the Scarborough Staraptors. I'm going to try and do this pretty quick because I am going to be battling Narth in just a minute here. And I do apologize in advance if I don't sound that great. Just I'm feeling really stuffy today. And yeah, it's going to be a challenge to get this battle done. Well, not at 100%, considering how threatening his team is. As you can see on the screen, he has Magearna, Hydreigon, Galvantula, Politoed, Mega Swampert, Armaldo, Tornadus T, Savali Ghost, Weezing, Ludicolo, and Delphox. So obviously he has a very threatening rain team. I would say it's like a somewhat dedicated rain team. He has 3 Swift Swim Sweepers, plus Politoed, plus Torn T. And he can support that with powerful hitters like Magearna and Hydreigon. And Magearna is a relatively good fit on Rain as well because it mitigates the fire weakness that it has. Now it's really only weak to ground. Since it is sort of like a quote-unquote dedicated Rain team, it sort of makes it easier to deal with. Like, you know, I feel like it's since it's such a featured part of his team, it's easier to prep for. And if he doesn't end up bringing Rain, he's going to be a lot less potent. Because it's like, you know, I guess like between Hydreigon and Magearna, like that's pretty threatening by itself. But like Ludicolo and Armaldo are not as threatening outside of Rain. But in any case, I feel like I've prepared well for the Rain. I've prepared well for the non-Rain components of his team. And we'll just go ahead and hop right into it. So we're going to be starting off with my ace in the hole, my oh shit button, and that is going to be a Choice Scarf Excelgor with Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, Spikes, and Final Gambit. I originally had U-Turn instead of Spikes, but I wasn't able to fit Stealth Rock onto this team, and although he has 3 immunities to Spike, it'd be nice to be able to set one up if the situation allows for it. But Bug Buzz is going to be able to OHKO most variants of Ludicolo. Energy Ball does like 90% to Mega Swampert. And then with the amount of HP investment that I have, I can OHKO with Final Gambit a max HP Magearna. I think even a max HP Tornadus T. How much HP does Torn have? Yeah, so we'll be able to OHKO a max HP Torn if we're at full health. So basically, like, what this is going to do, this investment does allow me to outspeed a Shift Gear Magearna. It allows me to outspeed a Rain boosted Swampert, a Rain boosted Ludicolo. So if I'm in a situation where I just can't figure out how to deal with those Pokemon, I can, as long as Excelgor's at a good amount of health, I can come in and snipe that Pokemon. So this is definitely going to come in handy, and I'm looking forward to using it. Now, Excelgor is going to be a lot less potent if Narth is able to get up Sticky Webs with his Galvantula. And so to that end, we are bringing McGregor this week with a Focus Sash set with Rapid Spin, Close Combat, Mach Punch, and Rock Slide. So the only reason that I brought this is for the Rapid Spin. But we are, you know, packing some moves. Priority Mach Punch is relatively nice in case we need to get off a little bit of damage on the Hydreigon. You know, maybe we can go for a 1-2 combo of Close Combat and Mach Punch. Rock Slide is for the Tornadus T in case we need to get some damage off on that. It does about 62% minimum to a Life Orb Tornadus, which is pretty nice. And yeah, Focus Sash is here. Like, I could have run Assault Vest or something like that, but I wasn't going to be able to take a hit from much of anything on his team. So it didn't really seem worth it to invest in the bulk. And the speed investment is nice because it allows me to outspeed a 0-speed Politoed even in Sticky Web. So if I bring it in, I can Rapid Spin and then hit it up with a Close Combat and try and whittle that thing down if needed. So yeah, just really here to get rid of webs. I don't even care so much about Stealth Rock in this game. He only has 2 setters, being Armaldo and Swampert. And Armaldo, like, I'm not that threatened by it. I'm not even sure if it's going to come. There's a chance that it does, but Celesteela is a relatively good counter to it, and like a defensive Nidoqueen would be a very good counter to it as well, unless he's packing like Aqua Jet or other water coverage. Speaking of Nidoqueen, I am rocking with an Assault Vest Nidoqueen this week. Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Earth Power. Enough speed on here to outspeed a timid Magearna. And this is going to be probably my primary switch into Magearna. The only thing that's really scary to me is like a Sub-Zero Slammer Magearna. That could definitely be a problem. But if he is offensive, even if he's max HP, we 2-hit KO with Earth Power, which is nice. And we take on a lot of other members of his team with this. We take on Galvantula really well. Weezing doesn't hit this thing for really any damage at all. And you can probably tank one hit from Hydreigon if needed. But yeah, mainly it's here for the Magearna, because that thing just scares the crap out of me. So yeah, the full special attack investment leftovers just went to Spadef. I could have put it into HP to make me take physical hits better, but there's not really a physical Pokemon that I anticipate taking hits from, like his Armaldo and Swampert, I guess, are the two big attackers. But I'm not, Swampert I'm definitely not staying in. I could stay in on on an Armaldo, but I probably won't in most cases. Next up, we have Behemoth, the Celesteela with Air Slash, Giga Drain, Rock Slide, and Leech Seed. Sort of a mixed defensive, mixed offensive spread. So I wanted to give it as much mixed bulk as possible while retaining the boost in special defense. Because the fact that this is the highest means that if I do get a kill, I'll get a beast boost in special defense. And that's pretty nice for dealing with something like Torn, potentially. And also Delphox. Like, Delphox in the rain can't really do a whole lot to Celesteela, which is awesome. He doesn't have very many great switch-ins for Leech Seed, which is also awesome. Like, his only immunity is the Ludicolo. And although Ludicolo can threaten me with, like, powerful Hydro Pumps and stuff like that, it doesn't really want to take an Air Slash. So I don't know that I would consider it a switch into Celesteela. Maybe it can revenge it. But if I do get that special defense boost, it's going to make it harder for the Ludicolo to revenge me. And then, yeah, we can go for Air Slash versus that thing and try and do some good damage. I didn't want it to be, like, no special attack investment. Celesteela, for me, it's... like, I drafted it because I know it's, like, a hard Pokemon to deal with. But I just don't want to avoid the trap of letting this thing be really passive. So I figured just starting with a little bit of investment would be a good start towards accomplishing that. Yeah, so this is mainly here to deal with Torn. It's a very good switch in for Weezing. It can take one hit from really just about anything on his team, except maybe like a Choice Specs Galvantula, which is pretty scary, or like a Choice Specs Thunderbolts Magearna, a Gigavolt Havoc Magearna. It's all pretty scary. But yeah, it can go for one hit. It can take one hit, go for Leech Seed or Air Slash, and get off some damage. He's gonna have to wear this thing down for sure. My next two Pokemon are my number one rain checks. So we have a mostly bulky Latias with Draco Meteor, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, and Roost. Put enough special attack in here to OHKO a 0 HP Swampert with Energy Ball. It does good damage to a lot of the Pokemon on his team with Draco Meteor. I really wanted to put Calm Mind in this slot, but the problem with doing that is it would give me no way to hit Magearna for good damage. So I went with Thunderbolt instead, and it's not like Thunderbolt is worthless either. Thunderbolt is going to do good damage to Torn without the risk of the special attack drop. Like, Draco actually does more than Thunderbolt, but again, yeah, I don't want to have to go -2 if I can help it, and Draco Meteor also has that chance to miss. We put enough speed in here to outspeed Galvantula, and then dumped the rest into HP. So this thing can switch into Swampert and Ludicolo fairly well. You know, it'll definitely have to be careful because they both pack the ice coverage, but Latias has such great natural bulk that it's got a good chance not to be 2-hit KO'd. And in fact, I think this, how much HP investment does that, if I go to the damage calc, I might dodge the 2-hit KO from an Adamant Ice Punch. Let's see, from the Mega Swampert. If I can spell. No, we don't dodge the 2-hit KO. It's a 98.8% chance of 2-hit KO. So it is what it is. But yeah, it does go Oko, like no HP variants. And so yeah, it's going to be a good switch in for that. Roost is great for the longevity. And then my other main rain counter is my Tapu Bulu, Woodhammer, Horn Leech, Mega Horn, and Nature's Madness. This spread allows me to take on Hydreigon a bit better. We can live the combination of a Dark Pulse and a Flash Cannon from a Life Orb, Timid, Hydreigon with this set. Yachi Berry allows me to take on Ludicolo and Swampert and Oko them in return. And Mega Horn is for that Hydreigon, and Nature's Madness is if I anticipate something like Magearna to switch in, because I don't have a really great way to hit that. Actually, if it's like a 0 HP, I think Woodhammer does like 38% or something like that, so it's not even bad. But yeah, this is going to be a really nice rain check as well. It's going to be able to come in on and do good damage to Armaldo if the need comes for that. And it can also tank one hit from something like Galvantula as well. And yeah, so that's going to be the team. I think it's a good mix of offense and defense. And that's kind of how I'm going to be using this team this season. I'm going to try to be using this team this season. Just not, and like I'm going to try to avoid investing in bulk in a lot of weeks and just rely on the natural bulk. And then still be threatening to my opponent's team with the invested offenses. So, you know, spoilers for future weeks. That's going to be my grand plan. So that's going to do it for me. Narth, I'm sure, is going to be messaging me in a moment to start up with this battle. So yeah, I will duck on out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out the battle. Make sure you check out Narth's channel. And make sure you keep tuned in to my channel for other gaming and Pokemon content. So until the next time, I will see you all later.